Hey, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Good to see you all. We are so happy you're here. Tonight is October 1st, 2024. Our guests are the beautiful and inspiring Adrian Christian and our most popular reoccurring guests of all time, Barbara Campanaro. Leo, hit that promo. I love Leo's promos. Big shout out for Leo Rodriguez, our sidekick, who tonight, poor baby, is a little bit under the weather. He's got lost his voice. He's got a little froggy thing going on because of a terrible cold. So we're not going to bring Leo on too much because poor baby doesn't have much of a voice. But we love you, Leo. The promo was amazing as usual, and everything else you do is amazing. And I don't know What's the Story with Maria would be without Leo Rodriguez. We love you, Leo. So Danielle from Danielle Alexandria Alchemy says, hello, happy Tuesday, Maria, Leo, and everybody. Double duty tonight with you guys and the debate. I know. And listen, I am not that kind of person that would get upset that people couldn't watch the show tonight, because the beauty of it is you can watch it and repeat. But I think the debate's going to be very important. As a matter of fact, as we speak, Susan and her mom, Barbara Campanaro, are watching it for us. They're going to come on at 9:30 and give us a little recap, maybe. And then I'm going to go back and watch the tail end of it and then watch it and repeat. Wow. If this election doesn't happen soon, I'm going to jump off a bridge. This has been the most stressful I don't ever remember in my lifetime. And I'm not a spring chicken, you know. I do not remember in my lifetime. So anyway, Lori Towers, happy Tuesday, my lovely friend. Same to you, my love, and John Pietero, our friends from WFMU. Wednesday nights, they have Sheena's Jungle Room. Thank you, Leo. Wednesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, John and Lori, Beneath the Underground on Sheena's Jungle Room at WFMU.org. Go check them out. They have an incredible playlist. They tell great stories, and they are music journalists, documentarians. They remember New York as it was and as it is, and they always have amazing things, and they give songwriters a chance to shine, and I love that. And they've been very good to me over the past few years in playing my music, and I appreciate you so much, you guys. I really do. So thank you. But go and check them out. It's really good. And you can hear it. You don't have to, like, for instance, I work Wednesday nights, but then I listen on Thursdays or Fridays when I'm cooking. So it's really cool. You can do that. Now, what did I want to talk about? Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is I finished my postcards to swing state. I happen to have Ohio this time. I do it midterms and I do it for the presidential elections. And this is maybe the 6th time I've done it now. And I got 200 cards this year. And then, you buy the stamps. They give you the cards, or unless you want a lot more, then you have to order them. But they send you the cards, postcards to swing states, and then you fill them out. They send you a list of registered Democrats. You fill them out, and then you send them out. It's really cool. Hello and happy Tuesday, says Rena Cugnali-Bergi. Hi, my beautiful cousin from Massachusetts. Leo says, my voice doesn't work, but my ears will be on. I know, honey. So that is Postcards to Swing States Turnout Pack. Now, I don't know, it might be too late to order postcards, but they are saying that they have reopened some of the lines because they're sending a lot to Florida now, too. So, and also, if you're in the city, reach out to Samantha Harmon, because she might have some leftover from the event, or just reach out to me and I'll reach out to her if you don't know her. From the event that she and G. Enrique did last Sunday, which I heard was a great success. And they had lots and lots of people writing postcards and doing great things. We just got to spread the word as much as we can. And you know what else I feel is very important? To have one-on-one conversations with people. And I'll tell you why I think that's why canvassing is amazing and all that stuff. But why I think it's so important is because when you talk to someone one-on-one, you see that sometimes it's not that they're not a good person, it's that they're misinformed or they don't have all the information. I guess that is misinformed, but or sometimes you realize you have more in common than you realized. It's just that you're looking at it differently. And then you can talk to each other and say, I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. And all that stuff. So that one-on-one connection is so important. So I think that that's a good thing to do. We have 30, I want to say 35 days, 34 days before the election. Of course, you can vote early. I know my dad votes early. A lot of seniors like to vote early. I am all about the drama. So I get there at 6 a.m. I want to be the first one in line, right? So Monday nights I work. So I'll work the Monday before, and then I get there at the crack of dawn on my way home from work. And you know what? For the 2016 election, I thought I was going to be the first one in line. I was like, oh, well, this is going to be so great. And I got to my polling place, which is like 2 blocks from my house. And at 6 a.m., I counted. So I was like, what the hell? The line was around the corner. And I counted. I was 84. I was 84th in line. Can you imagine? Wow. But anyway, so thank you. Leo is wearing his vote shirt. Leo, I love your vote shirt. We're going to wear our shirts until the election. So thank you, Leo, for in California. He's in Idlewild, representing the great state of California with his vote. And I am wearing my Harris Waltz. Oh, and if you look closely at this, there's like little cats. Leo, I don't know if you know this, but this is a cat. And the Y in Harris and the L in Waltz. They're little cats. I know Leo is a cat person. And my nieces have cats. They are huge cat fans. And so, as a matter of fact, a shout out to my niece, Leah, who has been in the Air Force for the last 6 years, I believe. And she is done with her duty now. And I'm so happy. And she is driving home as we speak from Louisiana with her 3 cats in the car. She is driving home. It'll take her a few days, of course, because she's got to stop overnight. And she's going to be living with my dad. They are like best buddies. So that's going to be really good. It's going to be great for my dad to have some company. And they're like just pals. And it's going to be great for Leah. And my dad's going to have pets for the first time in a long, long, long time. So it's going to be good. So I love you, Leah. If you ever watch this, shout out to my beautiful niece, Leah, and thank you for your service. So now, so much to cover tonight, but in a good way. Tonight is a mellow, beautiful night. We know that a lot of people are watching the debate, and as we said, don't worry about that. We want you to be informed, and we want you to get out the vote. So go and do that. You can watch our show and repeat later after the debate. But one of the things I want to talk about tonight is our friend David Foley Jr., who is on tour right now with Funny Girl. Oh, how cute is David? We love him. He's one of my favorite co-workers of all time. Him and Katie Cass, I'm going to say, are probably they have like they're top shelf co-workers. And anyway, Dave is on tour with Funny Girl right now. But before he did Funny Girl, he did an amazing show called Oz, a new musical. And he played the man who wrote The Wizard of Oz.
Frank Albano.
Thank you. The voice of God there. So he actually, so they finally did a cast recording, and it is released now. And Leo and I were playing a little bit of it before the show, and oh my God, it's so exciting and beautiful and exhilarating, and it's really something. So please, please go and listen to.
Frank calm, such is the life of Mrs. Mortgage Bomb. Boys, he won't.
A color from gray, a place far away, like this one, but only more just.
That's David. That's David. He's so good. He's such an amazing actor, an amazing singer, but he commits. No matter what he's singing, he commits. So please, please, if you have Apple Music or Amazon especially, I'm sure it's going to be on all listening, but right now it's on Apple Music and Amazon. Please go and listen to Oz the Musical, the original cast recording, because he actually zoomed in when he was doing that show in Florida, and he originated that role. So it's going to be amazing. Hopefully one of these days it'll get to Broadway and he'll be playing that. I hope. Knock on wood. We love David, but he is very busy right now. He's still on tour, and I think that tour of Funny Girl ends in April. It was supposed to go till August, and then it got extended till April. I mean, how cool is that? Melissa Manchester is still on the tour. Incredible. She's spectacular. They actually made a little video for the show when it was the anniversary show. Oh my God, what an honor. I cried. I cried when Melissa zoomed in. But anyway, and Melissa, you are always welcome on the show, and you can talk about whatever the hell you want, because you're my songwriting idol. So anyway, we love David. We love Melissa. And we wanted to send a shout out to them. Now, we also want to say, journey, swift and beautiful journey to the stars for Chris Christopherson. We will talk more about these people as time goes on. Chris Christopherson, Dame Maggie Smith. Wow. Pete Rose, whether you agreed with him or not, he was an amazing athlete. And sadly, just in like the last day or so, Gavin Creel, an amazing singer and actor, Broadway, very young guy, passed away. And Ken Page of Ain't Misbehaving fame and so many more things. But we will elaborate on those beautiful souls and their great contribution to the world in the coming weeks. I promise. So we have a lot of friends that worked with them, so we'll try to get that going. So anyway, but we did want to mention them and say to people that knew them and loved them, and even if you didn't know them or love them, but you got the pleasure of watching them work and do what they do, God bless them. And this is a show for creative people. It's about creative people for creative people, and it celebrates being creative and the reality of that. Oh, speaking of which, Leo, I didn't realize it is October. You're right. October 1st. What does that mean in our calendar? Mr. and Mr. October, Zach and Braley. Oh my God. Look at how cute they are with their little pumpkins. Well, they're big pumpkins there. So yes, there they are. If you have our calendar, you know how exciting it is to come to a new month and realize you have a whole month to look at these hotties. So thank you to Zach and Braley for being our October guys. How exciting is that? All right. So speaking of our calendar, Mr. February this year in our calendar and his layout. Oh my God. Look at this romantic devil. Look with his rose and chocolates. And he even sent me, this is how detailed Adrian is. He sent me a box of chocolates when he took this from the same place that he ordered these from, which was Katharine Hepburn's favorite chocolate. How crazy is that? He's so beautiful. So, okay. So tonight I asked, Adrian and I were talking, and he's got a new project he's working on, and it's just perfect timing for the way the world is right now. And so we decided that it would be a great night to bring Adrian Christian on and talk about his new project, and I'll let him tell you about it. Leo, do we have him in the wings? There he is. Hi, Adrian.
Hello, how are you, Maria? Thank you for having me on.
Oh, honey, it's so nice to have you on. And you've been on a few times, and also we've had conversations. And I got to the wonderful pleasure of seeing you when I was in California. That was so fun. Wasn't that
Yes.
fun? That was great.
Oh, and I'll never forget the pizza. Oh, the
The
pizza was so
pizza was
delicious.
good. Yes.
Yeah. And
And
not
then
only
you
that,
came
but just
to,
friends and just being together. And then you got to meet Rick for the first time, Suri
yeah,
Baradas, my collaborator and artistic partner. And he was just so excited to see you as well.
I
So
love Rick.
I'm
He's so sweet.
I do too.
You
And so
guys
I'm
that
really.
was so nice that night. We had all these wonderful people in the same room, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that great?
I couldn't believe it, and and I haven't gone out to do many parties, but for you, anytime.
Well, thank you, honey. And also thank you for coming to see me at the duplex when you were in town, visiting
Yeah.
your family. And
Mm-hmm.
you brought me that beautiful collection of
Yes, a box set of the
Carpenters.
Carpenters,
Oh my
the
God.
complete albums of
Come
the
on.
Carpenters.
How crazy is that? That's beautiful. I know Danielle, who's watching our show, she and I are huge Carpenter fans. And
Me
she
too.
actually sent me a book, the Carpenter's book. And
Oh,
it's
wow.
amazing. Yeah, the collection. So, and we,
Nice.
lots of great things. And she also sent me the Karen Carpenter Starving for Perfection documentary.
Wow. Yeah, I
Wow.
love watching video clips, documentaries, and music videos of theirs as well. I have a couple of them in my collection. A shout
Yeah,
out to Leo. Feel better, Leo. Just sending you the love, and you get better. And this is, like you said, you're right. It is quite a night.
it
It
is
is,
quite a night.
the night of the vice presidential debate is happening tonight, and I know people will be tuning in with us right after. So I
Right.
knew that I just thought this was perfect. This was
It,
perfect
it
for
is
us.
perfect. And the thing is that, as I said, people can watch this on repeat. It's not
Yeah.
an issue, but this is important that they do watch the debate. I do feel that Liz
Oh
Goldenberg
yeah.
has checked in with us,
And
Karen
we'll be
Carpenter with
watching
us.
after too.
Oh,
You know.
absolutely. I'm gonna go back and watch it,
Yeah.
and then I'll listen to the commentary, which I really
Yeah,
appreciate.
me too.
So
I'm
now,
looking forward to it.
Christian,
Yes.
you are starting something in a few days
Yes.
that has a lot to do. Like we talked together about. I always like talk to you when I'm like stressed out about like the where the world's going, and you're very spiritual, and I always appreciate that. And so you decided to start something October 4th. Tell us what it's called and why.
Well, for starters, and I certainly I should have gotten you a letterbox, a widescreen edition of that. But
Oh, okay.
it's called The Conversation, and
Okay.
it premieres the previews on this Friday,
Okay.
and it will be on both platforms, YouTube and Facebook. It will also, go into Twitch and other platforms later, but
Okay.
we're just getting started and getting rolling with this. What happened was that the last time that I was on your show, we talked. It was the end of the year, and we were at wits end about 2024. We were really not
Yep.
certain about where we were going to be, and we just did not feel comfortable with. There's a lot of fear, and there's a lot of
Hmm.
hatred and division that's been going
Yep.
on in the country. And so you're absolutely right about one-on-one, about
Yeah.
speaking the way that you do. And so so after that day that I was with you, I really took to thinking, and I mentioned it to you throughout the year, and I said, the election is coming. And so what is the conversation? The conversation is about the conversations that we need to be having right now at the moment. And being
Hmm.
that we're on in October 1st and we're heading towards the election, I
Yep.
decided to step up and deliver um, information and the topics that we need to be talking about with
I
each
love it.
other. And the reason that I decided to do this, I know there's a lot of outlets for this, but I what I learned in my research was that a lot of the information that people are getting, they're getting from social media because they
Hmm.
are fatigued over the news. They're
Yeah.
fatigued over the news feed, the algorithms,
Hmm.
the people that are just, commenting back and forth towards one another. And
Yep.
I'm speaking to people on both sides of the aisle. I'll be speaking to the Trump voter. I'll be speaking to the Harris voter. And what
I love
I'm
this.
going to be doing is bringing us into a conversation that we can have with each other
I love
bec-
this.
because of the fact that it really isn't about the candidates. It's about us.
Ah, I love this.
And
You're
the reason
absolutely right.
Yes, and what happened is that 2016 exposed us, right? In social
Mm,
we didn't know that, some of our friends were really racist. We didn't know that we had people who really were homophobic that
yes.
were following us on our social media feed and being quiet about it. But when that sparked on that
Right.
hatred, what happens is the reason for it is because the hatred button, the fear button, they found out that it's the number one thing that brings a response from people on their phones, on their devices. Like good news doesn't make people respond, but so that feeds the algorithm. And I'm also going to be talking a bit about artificial intelligence, about AI,
Mm,
and about
wow.
what is happening to us.
Yes,
We
I
are
love this.
being manipulated
Yep.
by all of this information. We are being fed what we want to hear until we believe it. And
Right.
so this is the reason why when I talk to Trump voters, and they'll tell me something like, you know, oh, the I was speaking to a Trump voter just the other day on an Uber ride, and he was Latino, and he was
I
voting for
know
Trump.
this is mind
And he
blowing.
was telling me that the reason was because when Trump was in office, he says that the economy was better.
This is
And
a
then,
loop
yeah,
thing.
but he's being fed that information. He's being
Right.
told that. And so I said to him, but wait a minute, we had the pandemic. How is that possible that we lost a lot of brick and mortar small businesses, that we lost a lot of jobs? How could we have had a better economy and we
Right.
couldn't find things in the supermarket? How is that possible? Remember what really happened. So I made him stop into being echoing
Right.
the algorithms that have been feeding him.
Right.
You see? So people
Yes.
are being, and look what happened to Janet Jackson,
Yep.
right? She was the result of exactly that. She said that she thought that Kamala Harris's father was white because someone told her.
Mm,
And she's not paying attention. She's
right.
not really looking at and researching Kamala Harris. She's not doing any of that.
Right.
So, I mean, I have very strong feelings about, her being more responsible with her platform and
Right.
spreading that kind of thing when she's not even sure. But it was just an off the cuff in an interview and whatnot. But I'm telling you that there is a load of confusion, and just what you were saying in the top of this program here tonight. And I'm telling your viewers, and I'm sharing this with your viewers. I'm asking your viewers to join me on the conversation because I'm going to be putting out information like this so that you can think for yourself again
Mm,
and you can decide how you really feel, what it is, which candidate is going to be addressing your needs, the needs of your family, and just letting you know that we're okay, that we can get along with one another.
right.
So these are the problems that we're having. So what is happening over there with the election is they're saying things, they're spewing things to create fear and hate so that
Right.
we can start arguing with one another, bickering with one another, fighting
Right.
with one another.
Yep.
And that completely gets their votes.
Yeah.
So we need to really own this country, take our country back.
Back. Yes, absolutely.
The
And one
the
of my
thing that
biggest beefs is with this, like, if when what I always say is, you worried about immigrants? The two you should worry about Elon Musk and Rupert Murdoch. People don't think of them as immigrants because they're white.
Right.
People never say that, but that's the truth. Because they're two white men, it's like, oh, yeah. Oh, he is? Yeah.
There is
They're
quite
not right.
there is
And
quite a bit of that, and also addressing the needs of the rich. So
right. So
is the reason for picking on Kamala Harris's father because they're trying to call her a liar, or is it because she represents something for the middle class that taxes the rich and wealthy?
right. So Elon Musk and Rupert Murdoch, both
Yeah.
white men that are from other
Mm-hmm.
countries. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't born here. I'm not
They
saying
weren't
that you.
born here.
I'm not saying that you can't be born here and love your country, because my mother was
Mm-hmm.
born in Italy and loved this country. My girlfriend is born in Cuba and loves this country. So I don't. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, they're. You actually said it better than I. They are also on that top 1%.
Right.
So it doesn't matter to them. They want to, if they can control this country and get tax breaks and be part of swaying where it goes, of course they're going to do it. And what better person to help them than a person like Trump?
And then you have Trump's wife, who was
An
an
immigrant.
immigrant. And then you
And his
have
first wife was an immigrant.
and the vice presidential candidate's wife is Indian American.
Right.
So
Immigrant.
so what is it? What's happening is that we're getting things fed to us that are feeding the algorithm and is making people confused, like twisting. For instance,
Hmm.
there's a thing about, rhetoric. I'm going to have an
Right.
episode about rhetoric. What does rhetoric mean?
Right.
And so we've been saying, people have been saying, the Democratic Party has been saying that there's been rhetoric, so much rhetoric coming out of Trump and from the Republican Party. And so what does he go on and say? Well, there's these assassination attempts, and then he's saying it's because of the Democratic rhetoric.
Rhetoric. Right.
So he twists it, but
Yep.
what rhetoric? Because we're
Well, he is a
how
mastermind at manipulation
so
and branding.
and what is he running on really? He's running on the idea that, saying, oh, I don't really like her, or she's not a good person, or but just like things that have nothing to do with, hey, wake up, America. What do we need to take care of ourselves and our families and each other as a country? How do we get our country back?
Right.
And what can we do? And I also am going to have an episode about, the appeal of Donald Trump. What
Yes,
was
of
the lure?
course.
What was the thing?
Right.
Because there was a time that he was a TV star, that he was, that he had a book, that he had, I'm from New York as well. So we,
Mhm.
we know about Trump Tower and his buildings and his real estate and the image he portrayed in the 80s and 90s, that he was this tremendous powerhouse businessman. People were attracted to that. And
Right.
so I think, though, that what it is that he's living off of that kind of an image. But to be honest with you, when you sit and listen, and people aren't really listening, but when you
Right.
are listening to him speak, you could see he's nowhere of the person that he once was. Even in 2016, he
Right.
was more Trump than he is today.
Right.
So I'm not here to bash him. I'm not
Right.
here to
Right.
bash Kamala
It's
Harris either. The
right.
complaint about Kamala Harris, I'm going to be fair. People are saying they just don't know what she is going to do. And the reason that they don't know what she's going to do was because they're watching Fox News. And it wasn't until the debate with Donald Trump that they actually heard her speak on
Right.
those issues directly. She used the debate for that because she knew that Republicans weren't watching the Democratic National Convention, right? So people are not real, they don't know enough about her. And I'm speaking to the undecided people. I'm not
I love this. This is fantastic, Adrian.
So and I'm speaking to young people to get them to register to vote, because both I and Taylor Swift, we're both pop stars.
I love it.
So we have to really get them fired up, and they're excited because look where we were in 2023 in December. You and I, we had a prayer. We were praying for 2024. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, yeah,
And what happened, Maria? Well, who knew that? Who knew that Joe Biden, the
right.
true patriot of the
Oh
hour?
my God, he's George Washington.
What are
He
your feelings about all of that?
Well, I'll tell you something. I love Joe Biden. I'm a huge
Me
fan
too.
of I when the
He's a good
in tw
man.
yeah, in 2020 when there was a line of
Oh,
Democrats, I
happy
love.
birthday to Jimmy Carter, by the way.
Oh, that's right, 100. Amazing. He said he wants to live long enough to vote for Kamala. Is that amazing? He's so amazing. I love him.
Hmm.
That's a true patriot. Now,
Joe
so
Biden.
Joe Biden, and it's funny because a lot of my friends were leaning towards other candidates. I liked Joe Biden first and Kamala second. I've liked
Hmm.
Kamala since I saw her grill Kavanaugh. And
Oh, yes.
right. When I saw her grill Kavanaugh, and there was someone before that, it was some other hearing, I was like, who's that? And I remember someone saying, oh, that's the senator from California. Her name's Kamala Harris. And I liked her so much. I used to get the New York Times delivered, and I don't anymore. But there was a picture of her in it. I cut it out and I put it on my refrigerator. I said,
Mm,
that woman is going to be somebody,
yeah.
because I'm very much about visual stuff. Anyway, and I also had a picture of Joe. So when the debates happened, I love Joe. He reminds me of my grandfather. To me, he's such a great, decent man. And you know what? I believe that Joe uh, worked really hard all year. His work will stand, will speak for itself.
Yes. We'll
But
stand
it
the
has
test of
to
time.
happen. Right, exactly. So you have to look back and say, wow, that was a great man. As it's happening, you don't always see how great it is. But we
Hmm.
will look back, the CHIPS Act, the Build Back Better Act. I mean, I see it all the time. Construction in New York is like booming because of this.
Yes.
But I don't want to just go on about Joe. But I think what he did was he realized after the debate, his pride, he said, I want to keep serving. But then he realized that he wasn't going to serve the American people by staying in. I do
Hmm.
believe someone like a Nancy Pelosi, who is his equal in age,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
a lot of things said, listen, you and I are friends, and let's really look at this. And so I think what he did was one of the most selfless things in the history of the United States.
Also, don't let it pass us by that when he selected Kamala Harris to begin with, that
Mm.
alone was an amazing chess move
Yes, it
because
was.
he knew that he would be able to pass the baton, but he knew also that he could pass the baton this way much more effectively than
Yes,
if he ran his full term and then she
right.
was running, just on her own. In other words, the fact that it's he
His
had the
blessing.
option to run again, but decided not to and
I love
say,
it.
I endorse her. And also, as far as, I didn't want to come on and make a declaration for an endorsement, but I would say this, that Kamala Harris was on my radar in 2015 when the news broke that the Supreme Court ruled on gay marriage.
That's right. That's right.
She was the one who came on the national airwaves
In
from
California.
California, which is where I am. I'm in Los
Yes.
Angeles. And she came on, and that was the first time I heard her speak and saw her. And
Wow,
when
that's
I
right.
saw that and how she was defending the rights of all Americans about the human rights issue,
Right.
I knew that right there is someone who is completely from the other end of Project 2025, right?
Right.
So
Great
these are
point.
things but people forget this because they're so stuck on their devices and they're just really not realizing, wait a minute, she's been there, she's been doing this, she has experience. What has he been doing? He's been bullying everyone. He's been
Right.
saying, uh, I know the appeal of him was that he was simply the outsider, the underdog, speaking to Americans who hated the government. So he
Right.
was that cool dude. And you
Right.
know what?
Well, that's what he presented himself
Now
as,
that
and
was the
he's not.
lore, which, by the way, every cult has a lore.
Right.
Okay. And I have had some experience with cults as well.
Yep.
So I will
And
say that
you're
that was the
right.
lore, but he became the government. He became the establishment. In other words, he was
Woo!
anti-establishment, and then he became the establishment, and then he took over the Republican Party, and now they're all held hostage. They don't know what to do.
Right.
Their hands are tied, and they're scared of him.
Yeah.
So the thing that we have to do is, this is not about Kamala Harris. This is not about Donald Trump. This is about America. This is
And
about
love
the
it.
promise of our country and what it was built on and what the promise was for the opportunity of everyone. I am an American born citizen. I am
Yeah.
born here in New York, and I want to speak for everyone that is out there. And I just feel compelled to do this. And you helped spark this out of me. I didn't have this idea. I was working on my Olivia Newton-John project, and then I had to hold the project for a moment because of family, because I had to
Mm,
take care of my family, and we
yeah.
had quite a year. And now I'm just getting back with all that. But I'm so excited. The first thing is going to be Friday, and they're going to start as different mini episodes, and I will have people on, and I really hope I can get you to come and join me on a
Oh, I'd
conversation.
love to. I'd love
That
to.
would
Are
be
you kidding
awesome.
me?
And the thing is, but the first few are going to be, I thought, should it be a once a week thing? What should it be? It's because we're in October 2024,
Yeah.
before an election, the most important election of our lifetimes.
Yeah.
I'm going to be spitting them out every
Good.
which
Good.
way, like every day, 2 times a day, whatever, whenever something hits me that I got to say, hey,
Yes.
folks. So you will be able to get that on my YouTube channel. Just go to adrianchristian.com. You'll see the
Okay.
links
Good.
there. That'll be the
Okay.
way to find it. But I also have it streamed on YouTube on its own page as well.
Beautiful. All
I mean,
right.
and Facebook.
Facebook and YouTube, adrianchristian.com, the name of the
The
show.
Conversation with Adrian
Conversation.
Christian.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Now, I don't want you to go anywhere, although Leo will zoom you out temporarily. I'm going to bring Susan and Barbara Campanaro in. And then don't go far because we're going to zoom you right back in.
You got
Okay?
it.
And then before the night ends, you have to just tell people about the spirit of Olivia
Olivia
Newton-John.
Newton-John.
Okay? So
Absolutely.
hold that thought. Adrian, you have inspired me. I was writing so many things down. I could talk to you for hours. I feel like we've been connected in this universe.
We are spiritually connected, my
Yes,
sister, and we will do one of my shows. I'll be so
oh
thrilled
my
to have
God, I
you
can't
on.
wait. That's going to be amazing. Okay, don't go far. Let's bring on Leo if it's okay with you. We're going to zoom Adrian out, and we're going to zoom Barbara and Susan in. Oh my God. Hi, girls. How are
Here
you
we are.
doing? How are you
Fine. How
doing?
about you?
We're doing
We're
great.
good. Mom,
It,
Mom is, Mom's a little sleepy. Watch the debate,
all
and
right, you
we're
know what?
happy to be with you.
The connection is a little bit wonky again. I don't know why. Maybe move it a little bit the way you did last time. And I don't know why
Because
keeps freezing. Maybe on your phone,
uh,
take it off Wi-Fi and put it back on Wi-Fi. I don't know why that's happening. Anyway, what I want to get is you guys, maybe you can update if we can get this connection going. Maybe I want to get your opinion on what's happening. Maybe we'll have them zoom out and zoom back in. Okay, I know that most people are watching the debate, which is great, and I want you to be watching the debate. But let's try if you have anything. Okay, there's Barbara. Oh my God, thank you, Leo. That is Barbara in her nothing but the nothing. She's wearing something underneath in her apron and her what's the story with Maria apron? That was Christmas last year. I do believe that Susie gave her that for Christmas. And so she's rocking that. Maybe we can get the Campanaro girls to zoom back in. Let's see if we can get them to do that. Sometimes the connection is just not good. In the meantime, hold on a second. All right. So what Adrian was talking about, which I absolutely agree with, is that when you talk to people one-on-one, that's why canvassing is so important. When you talk to people one-on-one, it's amazing the conversations you can have. We don't tend to yell at each other or fight. We're maybe on different sides. And my question is always the same. What do you like about him? I always ask the same question. What do you like about him? And I see what they have to say. If it's like Adrian's situation where he was talking to that Uber driver and it's a repeated loop thing that doesn't have a lot of stuff behind it, then I try to give them the information that I know, an educated, more of like where I got the information I got, or did you know this, or did you know that that's the way that works because this and that, whatever it is. So I feel like those are good conversations to have, I personally, oh, there they are. Okay, a little bit better.
Hi.
Yay, much
Maybe
better.
we could just talk to you and then, because there's a big storm here, so it could be that.
I bet that's it.
All
right.
talk to Maria.
Okay, so Barbara, hi, my love. First of all, you look fantastic in your blue satin robe. Fantastic, a fashion icon. So I bet it is the storm. Oh yeah, I love it. Now you've been watching the debate. What am I missing?
Oh, well, they're really not saying that much right now, are they?
They're not doing that much.
Yeah,
it's
that's
sort
all
of
right.
Yeah, it seems as though, I mean, to be honest with you, JD Vance is very, very stoic and clean, and Walsh is working his ass off. That's what it looks like.
Well, because
He's-
JD Vance is
yeah.
a lawyer and Waltz is a
Yeah.
teacher,
Yeah, JD Vance is just very like, put together, and Walsh is working very hard.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what they said would happen, but whatever. He, like I said, he's a teacher, he's a coach. He's not that guy that gets up and addresses, a jury of his peers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, Barbara, so you live in Florida, which is now a swing state, right? It's a swing state. Are you going to vote early or are you going to go the day of? How are you going to vote? You think you're going to vote the day of the election?
People in the area here. And she takes care of all of our voting.
I do think that the storm is causing problems with the connection because I kind of hear you guys, but I don't. Yeah, so I guess we won't be able to stay on. That's all right, but we wanted to say that we love Barbara, and we knew that Susan was going to visit Barbara. That's okay, but I love you so much. I love your new haircut.
But who are you going to vote for, Mom?
Kamala Harris. She's going for. We talked before the show, and she said before the show she can't understand why anybody would vote for Trump. So, and that's a boomer right there. Yeah, you can type in too. Suze, you can type in if you want. Maybe that'll help. And if you guys want to add some things on it, we'll bring Adrian. I do believe that's because of the storm. You guys are getting hit.
This never happened before. There's something crazy going on.
No, it's definitely the storm. But we love you, and we're so glad that you took the time to Zoom in.
We love you.
I love you to pieces. All right, bye, my girls.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, Lenny, me too. I'm sad about the connection, but look at the storms in Georgia, North Carolina, Florida. The top part of Florida got hit, and they're in Orlando. They're in Altamont Springs, which is right near Orlando. So there's a lot happening over there. But anyway, Leo, I think it would be a great time to bring Adrian back in. Adrian, stay there. We're going to do the food section of our show.
Yay.
And then we're going to keep talking about we're going to talk about the rest of the stuff, and I want to hear about the spirit of Olivia Newton-John.
And can I just say just quickly about Barbara, and if you're still watching, Barbara and Susan, hello. Mwah. I want to say her reaction about the debate. It's interesting that it was the optics. He appeared this way, he appeared that way. Waltz is working his tail off, the other one's stoic and whatever. That's what people are paying attention. You see how the information is not really landing so clearly?
Right.
That's why we need to have the conversation with one another.
Right, one-on-one, because it's right. People will see
Like
what they
what you
see.
just did. You talked with her and you say, how are you voting? And she said that somebody's coming in and they know who they're voting for. And most people know what
Right.
they're just not saying it. But we
Right.
want to make sure that we really sweep this nation.
Yes, absolutely. And that people are informed and well informed. And when they have the information that they need, the one-on-one information, that they will do the right thing with it.
And
I
no
mean,
matter how the turnout is, we have to figure out how we're going to get along.
Oh my God, yes. Absolutely 100%. All right. So the food section of our show is called Go Ahead. Keep eating.
Go ahead.
I love it. So what did I make tonight? I'm back on the keto because that's what happens with me. I eat like a crazy person and then I have to go back. And my diet of choice is the keto, which is pretty much like a diabetic's diet. So, but I love it. I can eat.
I love that too.
Yeah, it's good for me because it's a lot of protein. So tonight I made, let me see, I have to read it because I put so much stuff in here. So tonight I made flounder, and I marinated it in white wine, lemon, green curry, ginger, what else? Sesame, and a little tiny bit of soy sauce. And then, kind of like an Asian flavor.
Yeah, to pick up the salty.
Yeah, I love that. And then what I did was I cooked the leeks. Leeks are like a big scallion. So leeks and red peppers, and I cooked those down first, and then I added the seafood with the beautiful marinade.
Yes.
And then because I like rice or pasta, I need something, but I can't have that on the keto. So what I did instead was Leo taught me how to toast a tortilla. These are 0 carb tortillas. They're called Mission is the name of the company, and they're delicious.
I have used Mission.
Yes, and Leo taught me when he was at my house making pozole, delicious, many years ago. He showed me how to toast a tortilla on the stovetop.
Yeah, exactly.
You flip it until it gets crunchy.
The way it's done in Mexico, yes.
So yes, exactly. So that's what I did for my meal.
Yay.
And then yes, thank you. And then my Tim Walz salad.
Oh wait. Oh, your Tim Walz salad.
My Tim Walz salad. So what I did was I have a little romaine lettuce, a little bit of this is the Tim Walz part. The red cabbage there. You see the purple cabbage?
Yes.
Okay, then purple onions.
Yeah, purple onions.
Because he's from Minnesota. So Minnesota is the home of Prince, Purple Rain. And when he named a highway after Prince, he signed it in purple ink.
Oh,
so he signed it in purple ink. And then also the Minnesota Vikings are purple, right? Their costumes.
I love purple onions. I use them all the time.
I love them. So their uniforms are purple. And then what else? And because of the blue, I want trying to think blue. Everybody think blue. Blueberry chèvre. So this is chèvre cheese with blueberries on it. And I am going to put, let me see, I'm just going to put a basic extra virgin olive oil and a basic balsamic vinegar on this. It's going to be nice because it has a lot of flavors already. So that's going to be nice. Susan, she feels bad because she wanted to say, oh, okay, so we'll read what Barbara has to say in a minute. Yes, let's do that.
Yes.
And then for dessert.
Goodbye, America, if Trump is elected.
Oh, my God. So this is the dessert we're having tonight. I have to always research keto desserts because I personally love desserts, but I can't have a lot of them. So when I do go off, I go off the deep end. So this is a good low sugar dessert that I can have, marshmallow crisp. It's by a company called Sinless. And I
Perfect.
gotta say, it's really, really good. So if you want to
Yes.
keep your A1C low and all
Yeah,
that,
you just want the texture and the feeling. And the thing
yeah,
is that when you reduce those things, your digestion is going to
yes,
be so much improved.
yep, because I eat too much sugar. So Susan, let me see. She felt bad. She wanted to say was insulting people like Trump does it. Uh, it's awful and not good for our country. Yes, it's true. He does insult. That's his whole thing. Mom says goodbye, America, if Trump is elected. She's
Exactly.
right. And
Hmm.
we love you. I love you too. And I bet because we've never had a connection problem when you're zooming in, I bet it is that storm coming. What else
Oh
can we do?
yeah, yeah. I
Well,
have family there too.
yeah, so you have family in Florida,
Hmm.
and so many of our friends are down there. So we send our love to Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, all those places that were hit so badly with the storm. And getting back to what you were talking about, Adrian, about what line? Go ahead, Leo.
Oh, what do you say, Leo?
I believe that MAGA was trying to attack Barbara because she's so relevant.
Maybe, maybe. You know what? You might be right, Leo.
Because Florida has their own thing going on, and they're controlling those people over there.
Oh my God.
Oh
But
my God.
so for instance, like you said about getting the wrong information. So
Yes.
Trump went on yesterday and said that Kemp was trying to call Joe Biden and Joe Biden wasn't answering and he didn't send them anything, which was a complete lie.
So
But
repeat
then
that again.
so Trump got on television.
Yes.
He went to Georgia
Yes.
and he said, the governor's been trying to call Joe Biden and he's not
Oh.
answering and started this
Oh.
whole, which was a complete lie. Kemp got on television and said that he had had a wonderful conversation with Joe Biden, and Joe said, "Just whatever you need, I'll send it." Like he was really
Right.
lovely about it, and he's a Republican governor.
Right.
In times of crisis, there's no time for ridiculousness. You have to work together. Do you remember when Trump came to California when they had all those wildfires? I mean, I know they have a lot, but this was like a major one. And he said to Gavin Newsom, "Maybe you should rake some leaves." That was his answer.
How about Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico was disgraceful.
And it was promised that it would be $90 million, and $90 billion, sorry. And all they got was $14,000 from FEMA.
Right. Under Trump. When Joe
And
Biden,
some paper towels.
oh, that was to me the most
It was
disgraceful.
disgusting.
That was awful.
So you know that I did a fundraiser and I brought a small team over there, and we
Did
put
you?
rooftops onto homes ourselves.
No.
My video's there on my channel. There's footage of it, and you could see it under my song "Angel of Mine."
Oh
And
my God,
so
Adrian. I didn't know
I
that.
brought my
That's
mother. My
incredible.
mother was there with us. Yep, that's the video. And as you
Wow.
scroll more into the middle, you see more footage of Puerto Rico and what happened there. So you'll see, yeah, there's the
Wow.
footage right there. This is the devastation that we were there with.
Oh
And
my
we
God.
met a woman named Jelly Perez, and we knocked on her door. We knocked on these people's doors. We didn't know them at all. And we said, "What do you need?" And because the pastor over there of the MCC church, he told me, because I was stopping there on my tour, I was going to sing there, and I said, "What
Wow.
do you need?" He said, "We need rooftops." So we
Wow.
did a Facebook fundraiser,
Oh
and
my
we raised
God.
money for 20 homes, and
That's
we
incredible.
and we went, and I did a deal with Home Depot and Iglesias. There it is, and we did it ourselves.
Oh my God, Adrian. I
True.
didn't know about this. This is incredible.
I'm very, and there I am on the roof.
Wow.
Thank you, Leo. And that's what the houses were like. And I was talking. That's my mom with Jelly
Oh,
Perez, and they became friends. And what was really amazing about the experience was that we were an LGBT church and a Q church, and the people, they were straight, and there was the son, a straight man, and he's got all these homosexuals helping him put up a rooftop
wow.
in the name of Jesus Christ.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry. That is
So
beautiful.
this is
Be-
what I'm
But
trying to
that's what
do. This is
true
what I believe in.
spirituality, and that's what, okay. And
Right.
this is not to exclude any other religion because I respect all,
Right. This
but
is
that is a true Christian.
I
That
don't
is true
I
Christianity.
I don't need you to join my club. I don't need you to join my religion. I don't need you to join anything. I believe in God, and I believe that we're here for one another, and we're here to
Mhm.
lift up one another, which you do for me all the time, by the way.
Well, and vice versa. Thank
And
you.
so there's that son, there's the man right there, he and I up top of that roof. And so
Wow.
thank you, Leo, for that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Leo,
oh,
that's
and I
beautiful.
signed it, and I signed it. I
Oh,
signed the
that's
house.
amazing. And you
Yeah.
right, and then Trump went down and just threw paper towels at these
Right, we
people
were
like they were
disgusted with
animals.
that. So we went there in 2019.
Oh, amazing. And then when Joe Biden was elected in office, he sent them a lot of funds to rebuild and help. So remember that, please, if you, because our Latinos and that base of Latin men
Yeah.
is tricky, you know. So please
Yeah, we need to
remember that.
remember really what we've got going on in front of us. A couple of shout outs to my fellow Puerto Rican, Peter Feliciano, and
Okay.
Elaine, his wife. I'm
Yeah.
wearing your coquille
Oh my
that
God.
Maria gave us, and a shout out to Sudi Recaradas, because we spoke about him before, but he's got a book out that I highly recommend. Fork social media, Fork Facebook, and the algorithm it wrote in on, and it is about that very thing that is, bots, algorithms. So what you said about the Trump lie, so
Right.
that feeds into the news feed. AI is the first technology that can think on its own.
I know,
So
it's so scary.
it takes
And it
information,
repeats and it repeats
and
and
then
it
it,
repeats.
it then puts it out like it's truth,
Yep.
and then it finds different ways to say it in the way that you'll like it based on what you've clicked on in your history, because we're
Right.
all being tracked.
Right.
So this
Well,
is what I'm trying to say, and this is what I'm fighting, and this is why you and I, people like us, we are out there speaking to people with our voices, because we're real.
y-
I am not an AI generated person. I am real. I am
right,
going to
right.
speak with you. You can chat with me, and we can have this conversation. But you wanted to talk about Olivia.
Yes, please. So you started the Spirit of Olivia Newton-John. Tell me about that.
Well, Her Spirit Lives On is the single that I recorded for the Olivia
Rick?
Newton-John Foundation Fund for breast cancer research. And so Sudi and I decided to embark on an album project of all Olivia Newton-John material. And
Wow.
so there are 3 songs that Sudi wrote that is going to be on the album, and there are 3 covers that I'm doing of Olivia's as well.
I
And I
love it.
wanted to really get out there to the fans, and also she was representative of kindness and humanity also.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
so
100%.
I'm getting with those like-minded people, and some of them are Trump voters, by the way. And
Yeah,
I
but
and
that's
I and
okay.
I just really, in the name of love, in the name of Olivia, something that we can mutually, share about our love for her. And so I own the Facebook group. I am the founder of the Spirit of Olivia Newton-John, and I'm going to. I we have a really nice group there of really special people who have met her, who know her. I hear stories about them, and also I'm on my YouTube channel. I'm doing reaction videos for her whole catalog. Every single album and single of hers, I'm going to be reviewing, playing, and giving reaction videos, and just really bonding on that. And then what's going to drop after the holiday is going to be a take on Olivia Newton-John's song "Twist of Fate." And Sudi wrote a song called "Through a Twist of Fate," and it is a
Mm,
banger. Is a dance banger, a
I
jam
love it. I love
dance
it.
record. So I'm going to be dropping that, and all these fans are going to get to enjoy it, because we're
Wow. And
creating it
Danielle
for the fans.
Alexandria Alchemy, by the way, she is a psychic and a spiritual medium.
Tell
And
me,
she's amazing. You would love each other, actually. And I can't say enough about her. If you go to her website, Danielle Alexandria Alchemy, she has so many amazing things. And she said, I mean, please go and check it out because,
please.
and I also gave lots of her sessions as gifts for
And I
Christmas.
know she is, yeah.
She's incredible. And she said, yes, spiritual people respect every soul's free will. right to believe anything they need to. Grace and Gratitude, absolutely incredible spiritual album, by the way.
Yes, that Olivia has an album called Grace and Gratitude, and her journey what I discovered in and I have her whole discography, all her vinyl and CDs. And what I discovered about her was that so she had her, 80s, 70s and 80s hit streak and all of that, and then afterwards, she had her daughter Chloe, and then she married John Easterling, and thank you, by the way, Danielle. And so in her later years, as she was, on her cancer journey, and how she was, and how graceful and gracious
Mm,
she was in building a wellness center to help other people, and
unbelievable.
also researching plant medicine. But her journey is a lot of that is on her music as well. So she talks about the power of positivity, the
Right.
power of our free will to be, to be positive. And I believe she lived longer than she would have otherwise
Yeah.
because of her spirituality and her ability for healing.
I agree with you. Now, so everybody go and check out this. It's a Facebook page, The Spirit of Olivia Newton-John.
The Spirit of Olivia Newton-John Facebook group, and join
This,
it, and you will love it. Enjoy yourself. It's just all, and I'm always protecting bots and any other fake people that are not real people.
yeah,
They're not allowed in. They are rejected. They are banned. So it's a safe space for people who truly love what she was about, and what we're doing with the Olivia Project.
beautiful, honey. And go and check out the conversation. It starts October 4th, which is this
Friday.
Friday. What time?
It will drop at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific.
Perfect. All right, Adrian, I can't thank you enough. I love you. I appreciate the
Love you
time that you
back.
took. And I always feel so calm when I'm around you. So thank you so much. And I will see you again. And we have much to talk about.
Thank you so much for having me on and for sharing this with your people and everyone. Please, if you're watching this tonight and you've already watched the debate, don't worry. We
That's,
got this. We'll
oh,
do this.
I
Here's
love
the
what you just
prayer
said.
for us. Maria and I have got your back, and we know that there is an entity that is more powerful than anything else. And we prayed about this at the end of December,
Yes,
that
we
we would
did.
have better 2024, and we're on our way. There's a
We're on our
movement.
way.
People want this. So we are here for you,
I
and
love
just
that.
know that we're going to keep going forward.
I love that. I love that. Okay, I'm going to write that. We are on our way. I love that. Thank you for everything. And I will talk to you this week. Okay.
You
God
got it.
bless you. Thank you for everything you do. You're a wonderful person.
We're going to get through this October together, and we'll be on the other side of it. We'll talk.
Yes, we are. And then we'll talk again this December before the end of the year.
Yes.
Leo Rodriguez, thank you for running in the show. I'm sorry you
Leo,
don't
feel
feel well.
better.
I know. I hope you feel better. And thank you, everybody. Good night.